This is
Hi.
Victoria the Countess. How are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Hey.
And this is Victoria with Steampunk Journal, and I am with, introduce yourselves please.
I'm Thomas Willeford, and this.
I'm Amy Wilder.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us here at Big River Steampunk Festival. I'd like to ask you guys just a couple quick questions. I know it's really hot and everything. You guys look like you're doing marvelous. We just finished the fashion show.
Yes, I'm still all made up.
Yes. Amy, I guess I'll start with you first. I understand you have a lot of four-legged friends.
I do a lot of four-legged and a lot of legless, and an eight-legged friend as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite?
Oh gosh.
She does.
I do. I totally do. It's the iguana. The iguana is my favorite.
And do you want to have a name?
St. George the Dragon.
Mm-hmm. Does he have anything that he endears you to him in particular?
Well, there's something wrong with me, and the more something hates me, the more I want to love it. So he's really, really mean, and I love him.
I nicknamed him the Hate Handbag.
Oh,
Because he looks like a handbag.
He's a rescued iguana, so he's had a rough life.
so you could put a handle on it.
I came into possession of him when he was 7 years old, and he's 8 now. So I've worked with him a lot. I have a few bite marks, but he's getting better and better every day. Iguanas are really smart, and I just think he's so funny and
By the way,
sassy.
people think iguana. No, this is 1.5 meters of iguana. It's like having a dinosaur.
His
wander around your house.
body is this big,
Oh my
and
gosh.
And then there's his head.
His
head's that.
well, that's including
Like a human-sized
nose,
head.
like nose to butt is here, and then
He's enormous.
he's a big dude.
That is awesome. I love animals too.
He likes to knock things over.
Like me. Yes.
So, well, since you're talking about you, Thomas, what do you think has been your most awesome build and your worst build? Or things you put together that have gone really well or really bad, or both?
The most awesome build I did was a 16-foot tall, half-ton giant robot for, what was the name of the show?
It was
Shipping Wars.
Yes.
The TV show Shipping Wars.
Oh.
It was shipped to another event. They had to pick it up on a big truck, and we had to take it all apart. And it was a lot of fun. 45 days of doing nothing but building a giant robot.
It was really cool. I got to see it. It was well, you describe it.
Because I'm a nerd boy, you could climb inside like a mech and stand inside it. So of course I did. But it's weird because when you're 16 feet up, the tiniest breeze is rocking it, and you're like, I'm gonna die. This thing's gonna fall over. But it never fell over, and it's great. It's living up in upstate New York right now. I think it's stomping some village in upstate New York and attacking
It's
people.
done like a transformer. If
Yeah.
a transformer was a Victorian
Train.
railroad, a train engine.
It looks like a transformed train engine. It's got the front stack and all that type of stuff. It's all red and black.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And how did you said 16 feet?
Yeah, 16
It's
feet.
at Blackthorn Resort in upstate New York now.
Yes.
Okay.
That was my best build. My worst build, no one will ever see. It was the first steampunk thing I made. It was a mechanical arm that was so monstrously ugly. It just, no one ever sees it. To tell you how bad it was, I was assembling it. Went to put it on and realized I had made 3 fingers instead of 4. And I still tried to cram this thing on, and look, I'm doing steampunk. Now, I don't think she was alive when this thing was made. It was 30 years ago, something like that, a long time. I now tear it apart and make other things out of it from the parts. It was terrible.
So you're doing the upcycling, the steampunk repurposing.
Upcycling, that's what we call our mistakes. No, I'm just going to upcycle this into something else, yes.
That's why we call us makers, which sometimes we remake of them.
Destroyers, because destroyers has the worst connotation. It just happens to be more accurate.
Is there something, is there any steampunk project or personality you've wanted to work on or work with, both you guys?
For me, that's such a hard question to answer because there are so many. There's just so many amazing and talented people in the steampunk community, in the maker community, in the fantasy community. I want to work with all of them.
I've been talking to some friends who work at, and one of them who owns Weta Workshops down in New Zealand. And they've wanted to do steampunk stuff for the longest time. I think they just did Mortal Engines, which is, an incredible piece. and I didn't get to work on it because of timing and such. But I would love to work on a project with them. I went to see their shop. They did all the stuff for Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, District 9, Avatar. They did so much work for those things. And I got to go down and visit their shop. I got to go into back rooms and see all the cool stuff they're working on. And that was amazing to me because I'm just like, can I work with the cool kids now? Yay! And I'd love to. We talk every once in a while to see if they have a project coming up.
That sounds really, really cool. There's always something, you always like have an idea, like a wild dream or something you want to build, and to make it go into reality is always a challenge, you know.
Well, if someone else out there wanted another giant robot, I'd build it. You know, they're expensive. That's the problem. Giant robots are very expensive. And,
Yeah.
You know, I can't make one on spec. Someone's got to say, "Here's some money, make a giant robot."
So, where are you guys on to after today? After this weekend? After Big River?
After this, we're gonna go home and sleep for a week.
I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna collapse like the Icelandic economy. Boom! I'll come back stronger later, but for a while it's gonna be pretty drastic, and there's gonna be a volcano. But yeah, it's we've been nonstop, constantly. We drove from Pennsylvania to San Diego Comic-Con, and on the way back we had to stop and do work, and then we came back, then we had to drive to another place, and it's been a constant. And we drove here 12 hours last night.
Oh my God. So what time did you get here, last night or this morning?
About 10 o'clock last night we got
Oh
here.
wow. That's quite a trip.
Yeah.
Well, it's awesome. Thank you guys for taking time to talk to Steampunk Journal today. It's safe travels, and
Thank you for taking the time to interview us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for coming to Big River, and take care. Thanks,
Yay.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.